I'm at a lake that I haven't fished in years. You have to take a creek in all the way down to there. The lake opens up down in that area, but what you can see right now, it's just a meandering creek bed. Take a look at how small the creek is right now. Luckily I had like the foresight to put on some waders that might come into play, but hopefully I can get all the way through this creek. Well, I can already tell this is going to be a bit of a struggle. Moo! So far, so good. I have a feeling I'm gonna break my motor, but... Oh, and the motor died. I'm pretty sure I just spooked a fish. How's fishing?
5 minutes from the lake, you'll come across a really heavy fucking grass. Yeah, it's about an hour up the creek. You're not going like this to feel for rocks, because there's a couple doozies. Yeah, you'll be alright if you go real slow, man.
Good thing I brought my headlamp. Yeah, boy!
Hell yeah.
All right, see you later. This motor has seen better days. It's hit tons of rocks and cast. Look at that giant rock, AKA a dead cow. That's pretty gross. I'm gonna keep moving. Oh great, I died next to the dead cow. Well, don't want to call this an impasse, but it's an impasse. Hopefully these reeds allow me to stand. There's a chance I won't die. If I can get above this, I'm thinking I'll be able to drive a little easier on the other side of it. This is going to take a long time, I can already tell. I'm working so hard for like millimeters. Pulled the motor, dropped it right there. I just remembered, I didn't bring my water. I don't see it on board. Yeah, it's not on board. I'm an idiot. Oh, hey. Oh, okay. Those dudes just told me about this. This is the spot they mentioned, so I'm guessing it's not harder after this. I'm gonna get the motor back on and hopefully I can get to the lake now. Hope I didn't just ruin the fish finder. Yes! We made it. And look at all this frog water. I'm actually gonna try to sleep here or possibly hike to my truck and leave the boat. Right now, I'm just gonna start fishing. Let's go fishing. Oh. So yeah, I survived. Well, this is the bed of the truck. I have my bed in here. I actually thought I'd have to sleep out in the wilderness in my boat with no blanket or anything. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna try to catch a fish. Well, it's an early morning for me. Yeah, you can barely see anything. It's obviously before sunrise and we're deep in the canyon, so cows for days on this thing. It's kind of crazy to think that I took the boat down this. Here's that dead cow. Not something I would do again. You can actually see the road I took. I walked up that road last night. Okay, the boat's still here. I am all right. I have to make sure that motor's gonna run. This is the fuel filter and like the water separator cup. And it's been sucking air. The seal just isn't very good. So yeah, here's the fuel filter right here. Teflon tape. There we go. And in theory, if I sealed it well, finger tight is fine. So yeah, I think we're good. Fish on. It's nice to get one on top water. Things are looking up. A little one, but hooked one. Ah, it's off. It's a good size. A fish bigger than that will hit it. Oh yeah. They're not huge, but I'm catching fish. I mean, again, they're getting bigger. This is about as big as the one I lost earlier. Barely hooked. Oh, that's a good looking fish though. Yeah, I got that on the chatterbait up on the bank. The bites I've been getting have been lazy. Finally got a chatterbait fish. I'm gonna lose this fish. It's barely hooked and it's pulling hard. Got it. So the thing about jigs is you kind of have to hit them pretty quick. This fish, it grabbed it and just started taking off with it. But yeah, this is the skinny bear jig. The hook set was pretty crappy, but hey, I'm catching some fish. So the jig on the chatterbait and on a whopper plopper. Ooh, ooh, get it. I think that was a fish. Man, that fish was chasing it. I popped it and the fish tried to get it like at the same moment that I popped it, so I pulled it out of his mouth. All right. So yeah, I popped the chatterbait and right when I popped it, I felt it, a fish hit at the same time. So I kind of took it from him and then I just let it sink, reeled it, made it flutter. And then I let it sit on the bottom like a jig. And when that happened, the fish sucked it in and I set it. And yeah, this has been a 2-day journey to catch this fish. Hopefully I can catch a nice slaunch, but so far this is my nicest one and I caught it on a chatterbait. So yeah, let's let her go. And they are getting fat for the winter. They are feeding. It's just like good looking bank spots. If it's an area, I like to throw a moving bait because I don't know where the hit's gonna come from. If it's a spot, I throw a jig and I target that little spot. I just target what I'm looking at. Well, I got thumped right there. I've lost so many fish today. But I got it. Oh, that felt good too. Well, it wasn't on the drop shot, I was on the grub. They must be eating crawdads out here because, ooh, that's not even a small one. Put it in neutral. I think he might have been munching for a little bit. I felt like resistance and I kept twitching it, and then that's a good one. No, don't get rehooked. He got rehooked. Kalen's grub. It's a brown with purple and black flake. I have it on a football head jig, and then there's a Aaron's Magic Robo Worm above that. It'd be cool if one bit the drop shot now. Hey, I got one on the drop shot. 22 seconds in, I catch that. So yeah. So this is the peninsula the boat got to camp on last night. I just ran aground, figured I'd film for a second. In full daylight, it looks really awesome. You guys give up? I had to take my motor off. Yeah, this was the hardest part. Wow. I just caught this pike by hand by scaring it. Can you believe that? He was in the reeds and then he jumped out when I spooked him. He got stuck on top of the reeds. Go. Now, I just have to hope my motor's gonna run. Never start a boat in gear, but look, it just wants to run. Well, I just clogged up the water intake quite a bit. I was able to get that out, but it was spitting mud. I mean, it still is spitting mud, but for a little bit, the prop was literally pushing mud, so I think the creek's actually a little lower now than it was. Right now, we're definitely pushing mud. I love this lake. I've been here before, but I've never been to this lake when it's hard to get to. The only way in is this creek here that I'm on right now. It's just because it's in a canyon. There's roads on both sides of it, but it's just so steep and treacherous. Obviously, no one even lives here. It's just a cow pasture down on the water. The water was just so low today and yesterday that it became a 2-day endeavor for me to get on the lake. And you know, I didn't catch anything huge, which I was hoping I would, but that's okay. This trip was a lot more than that. I was able to catch a lot of fish, so many fish I'm not going to include them all, which is kind of nice. It's nice to have extra footage, you know. Anyways, yeah, I got out there. I almost got lost in the woods. I almost got eaten by a cougar, and you know, I hung out with some cows. So yeah, it's been awesome. I have to drive all the way home now. Guess I gotta load up and get out of here. There's a whole bunch of other lakes that I'm gonna pass that I really wanna fish, but you can't do it all, so peace. That was super cool. If you liked that, well then like it, and also subscribe, please. If I can make it out alive, you can like, comment, and subscribe.